Welcome students in online classes of Divine Public School. And in this video students I am going to explain another important chapter of class 12th English textbook Flamingo. Chapter number 5th Indigo, written by Louis Fisher. At first students, summary of this chapter into Hindi. यह अध्याय चंपारण के गरीब किसानों के लिए गांधी जी के संघर्ष का वर्णन है। ये किसान ब्रिटिश प्लांटर्स के साथ शेयर क्रॉपर थे। एक प्राचीन समझौते के अनुसार उन्हें 15% भूमि पर इंडिगो का उत्पादन करना था और इसे जमींदारों को किराए के रूप में समर्पण करना था। लगभग 1917 तक यह ज्ञात था कि जर्मनी ने सिंथेटिक इंडिगो विकसित किया था। ब्रिटिश प्लांटर्स अब इंडिगो की फसल नहीं चाहते थे। किसानों को 15% समझौते से मुक्त करने के लिए उन्होंने उनसे मुआवजे की मांग की। अनपढ़ किसानों में से कुछ इसके लिए सहमत थे, लेकिन कुछ ने इनकार कर दिया। उन्होंने अदालत जाने के लिए वकीलों की साथ विचार विमर्श करना शुरू कर दिया। यह इस बिंदु पर था कि गांधी जी चंपारण में दिखाई दिए थे। उन्होंने गरीब किसानों के लिए 1 साल तक लंबी लड़ाई लड़ी। आखिरकार उन्हें न्याय मिला। अब किसानों को हिम्मत मिली और वे अपने अधिकारों को भी जानते थे। इस राजनीतिक और आर्थिक लड़ाई के साथ गांधी जी ने सामाजिक स्तर पर भी काम किया। उन्होंने गरीब किसान परिवारों की शिक्षा, स्वास्थ्य और स्वच्छता की व्यवस्था की। उन्होंने उन्हें आत्मनिर्भरता का पाठ पढ़ाया। यह एक तरह से भारतीय स्वतंत्रता के संघर्ष के लिए एक कदम आगे बढ़ाने जैसा था। And now students, full summary of the lesson in English. In December 1916, Gandhiji went to Lucknow to attend the annual convention of the Indian National Congress. There were 2,301 delegates and many visitors. A poor illiterate peasant, Rajkumar Shukla, came there to complain against the injustice meted out to the peasants in Champaran. He met Gandhiji. Gandhiji had never heard of Champaran. He had many engagements, so he did not give any assurance to Shukla. But Shukla was irresolute. He followed Gandhiji wherever he went. At last, Gandhiji fixed a date. He told Shukla to meet him at Calcutta on a particular date. At Calcutta, Gandhiji found Shukla waiting for him. Both of them went to Patna by train. Shukla led Gandhiji to the house of a lawyer, Rajendra Prasad. They could not see him as he was out of town. But the servants knew Shukla. He had been there several times to request the lawyers to help the indigo sharecroppers. They let them stay on the grounds. They took Gandhiji for another peasant and untouchable. They did not allow them to draw water from the well, lest the entire water in the well should be polluted. Gandhiji decided to visit Muzaffarpur before Champaran to obtain more complete information about the conditions prevalent in the area. He sent a telegram to Professor J.B. Kriplani, whom he had met at Santi Niketan. Kriplani came to the station with his students to receive Gandhiji At Muzaffarpur, Gandhiji stayed in the house of Mr. Malkhani, a government school teacher. In those days, Indians were afraid to harbor men like Gandhiji, who were advocates of home rule. But Malkani had courage. The news of Gandhiji's arrival in Muzaffarpur and his mission spread quickly. Sharecroppers came to Muzaffarpur to see him. The lawyers also called on him. They briefed him about their cases. Gandhiji chided the lawyers for charging heavy fees from the poor peasants. He thought that law courts were useless for the crushed and fear-stricken peasants. The real relief for them was to be free from fear. British landlords held large estates in Champaran. Indians worked as sharecroppers on their land. By a long-term agreement, the sharecroppers were compelled to plant 15% of their holdings with indigo and surrender the entire indigo produced to the landlords as rent. Harvesting indigo was an irksome business for the peasants. Recently, the landlords had heard that Germany had developed synthetic indigo. British landlords knew that prices of indigo would fall and planting indigo was no longer profitable. They offered to release the sharecroppers from their obligation to harvest indigo, but they demanded compensation. Many peasants agreed, but others resisted. Soon, the peasants learned about the synthetic indigo. Those who had paid compensation demanded their money back. A dispute arose between the landlords and sharecroppers. The landlords hired thugs. The sharecroppers engaged liars. Then Gandhiji arrived in Champaran. He began by trying to get the facts from the secretary of the British Landlords Association. He refused to give information to an outsider. Gandhiji said that he was not an outsider. Next, Gandhiji called on the British official commissioner of the Tirhat division. The commissioner started bullying Gandhiji and advised him to leave Tirhat. Instead of leaving the area, Gandhiji went to Motihari, the capital of Champaran. Gandhiji made it his headquarters. He started his investigations. A peasant was maltreated in a nearby village. Gandhiji decided to go and find out the facts, but the police stopped him. He was served with a notice to leave Champaran. Gandhiji wrote back that he would not obey the notice. Consequently, Gandhiji was summoned to appear in a court. Gandhiji sent a report to the viceroy. The peasants knew that the Mahatma who wanted to help them was in trouble with the authorities. Thousands of peasants gathered around the court building. This spontaneous show of their courage baffled the British authorities. They felt powerless. Gandhiji helped them to regulate the trial